Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be answering quite a number of questions that have been sent to me. I have a total of 9 questions, and a little disclaimer though, most of these questions are targeted towards people who are currently living with sickle cell like myself. And I'm currently waiting on my healing. You guys already know that. And also some questions that will make you understand or get to know me better. So if you're interested in that, keep watching. The very first question is, will you advise a patient to work and live in Canada by themselves? Well, for me personally, I would prefer to be around family, right? Like people that I love, people that know about my condition and all of that. That's a personal preference, right? But if it comes down to it, yes, I can live in Canada alone, but it has to be under very controlled conditions. And what kind of conditions are those? First of all, the kind of work I do, it has to and always has to be remote, right? At worst case scenario, maybe a few days a week at work, but most preferably a remote work. And of course, not work that requires a lot of physical activity, like maybe lifting things or working in a refinery or all of that stuff. No, just work that at most you have to put your brain to work than putting your hands and body to work. And again, if I have to choose between working and living in Canada and working and living in my home country, Nigeria, I would choose Canada every other time. Because first of all, in the case of something happening like an emergency, you can actually call 911 and they will be here in time. So if you want to know more, because I already had that experience where I had to actually be admitted to the hospital, I have a video on that, so you can watch it. Maybe I'll link it up here or in the description box. It should be somewhere, yeah, so you can go and watch it. So would I advise someone to do that? Well, a lot of things are dependent on it. If your work is something that doesn't stress you so much, you can definitely give it a shot, at least in BC or in the warmer regions of Canada. I think you'll be fine, to be honest. But the best case is always staying where family members are close. That's the best. Secondly, how was your last experience during winter? So I've had a lot of people ask me this question, and I'm going to actually film it because it's a video that can take me 10 minutes to actually dive into. So what I'll do is, after this video, a vlog is going to drop, and then a video on like winter versus sickle cell will drop as well. So just watch out for it. The third question here says, you said you have been here for over a year. So what was the most difficult season for you? By season, I'm guessing you mean like winter, spring, summer, all of that. And the worst season, of course, was winter for obvious reasons, right? It was really cold. But with adequate measures, you can also take care of yourself to prevent crisis and all of that. Again, more info will be in the video that I would publish in 2 weeks time. The next question here says, was your stay in the hospital very expensive? How much is health insurance on a monthly basis? Good question. So as an international student, and my school doesn't cover my health insurance, I pay $75 per month for health insurance. And as regards being admitted to the hospital, I paid $0. If you want more details on my experience in the hospital, the video will be in the description box, or I will link it here. I really talked at length about my experience, but in terms of cost, it didn't cost me anything aside the health insurance I already pay per month, which is 75 Canadian dollars. The next question here says, do you have a personal doctor? If yes, how much does it cost per month? So we have a family doctor, right? And it doesn't cost anything either, aside the health insurance I pay as an international student. And we don't call it personal doctor over here, we call it family doctor. And I must be honest with you, it's I've read that it's actually quite hard to get a family doctor. In fact, we getting a family doctor was by the special grace of God. That doctor just landed in Canada from UK, and that was his first week of work. So we're just at the right place at the right time. But I would say this, as someone dealing with sickle cell, you don't necessarily need a family doctor to have adequate care. Of course, it's good to have a family doctor, a doctor that has your history and all of that. But here in BC, they have this sickle cell clinic sickle cell clinic in Vancouver that you can register for, and they would also be there to just take care of you. To be honest, after I fell sick and I was admitted to the hospital, the doctor in the hospital shared my details with that clinic, and so far I have been in contact with them. I've been running tests every other month, and they have just been keeping tabs on me. When I have issues, I'm able to send them an email and they would call, answer my questions and all of that. So yeah, that's that. I hope that makes sense. So the next question is, would you live alone in Canada as a sickle cell patient? Well, the answer is yes. But of course, this kind of question is quite hard to kind of think about it, because I'm currently married and I'm living with my husband, and I will be doing so for the rest of my life. But putting myself in that shoe, yes, I would, like I said, I would definitely pick living alone in Canada over living alone in Nigeria. Why? Because the healthcare here has just been better in my experience, in as much as the weather is cold, the lack of mosquito, right, which causes malaria, actually helps helps a lot as well. And also being a patient with this sickle cell center here in Vancouver has also been very helpful. And of course, the kind of work I do, I'm able to work remotely. I'm able to work remotely as a product manager, as someone whose experience is in tech. You get that kind of thing. So I'm not doing any heavy lifting and all of that. Also, it's easier to have access to a lot of healthy related stuff here, and food as well. So overall, yes. But I would say if you're coming to Canada, location is also important. I can't live like Nigeria and say I'm going to live in places like maybe Saskatchewan, where it's really cold. Who sent me? But places like BC, where I'm currently in British Columbia, you can see this is mostly natural light, because there's a lot of sun coming in right now. So yeah. Do you sleep with your jacket or with the heater on? It's a very good question. So my heater, right? First of all, there are different kind of apartments that you can rent in Canada. Some apartments, they allow you to regulate your own heating, but that was not something we knew before we moved into this place. So unfortunately, we share the same temperature with our landlady who stays upstairs, who is also a Canadian. So of course, she's used to colder weather. So our apartment is set at 21 degrees, it can be changed. But of course, there are apartments that they will give you access to your own heater, and you can to your own thermostat or so, and you can adjust the heating to your entire building to make it warmer. But of course, I guess the warmer it is, the more expensive it is. I think so, but I haven't experienced that, right? Also, I've heard cases where even though you have control over your thermostat, maybe the highest it can go is 26 degrees. But I'm just putting that information out to let you know that you might not necessarily need to get a heater. So to your question, do I sleep with my heater on? Yeah. When it gets cold, I just turn on my heater, right? Then when it gets too hot, I turn it off. So in the night, I'm pretty much regulating, turning on, turning off, turning on, turning off. And it's easier for me because in the night, many times I wake up to use the toilet, because I drink a lot of water. So your girl needs to pee. We have to stay hydrated, and that means frequenting the toilet quite often. So Yeah, did I answer that question? Do I sleep with my jacket? So I have a lot of sweaters. I don't sleep with this jacket. This is my heater jacket. I don't sleep with it, but I do have a lot of sweaters. If you watch my vlogs, you see that I typically go for clothes that are kind of thick. If you see that my purple overall is thick. In fact, this spring now I don't wear it as much to sleep anymore because it's really thick. So the good thing about Canada is you have easy access to thick clothes that you can wear, thick and comfortable clothes in my opinion. So I don't sleep with jackets, like that's just crazy. I sleep with maybe sweaters or like heavy comfy cotton clothes. I have my duvets, I have my heater, so I just regulate, so it's yeah, that's it. um so when you got admitted to the hospital, did the nurses take care of you alone or did your husband also help? So my husband was with me pretty much every day, which I obviously really appreciated. But if it came down to the nurses just being with me, that could have worked also, because they listened to the things I had to say, right? There was food, every day, so food wasn't a problem. You even, like, I had a bell I could ring and say, oh, if I needed help, I just ring it and somebody will come and attend to me, right? So yes, definitely, like, my husband, like, didn't have to, like, if there was a scenario where maybe he had to be at work or he couldn't take a leave, or if it was a case where we had a child and someone had to look over the child while I was in the hospital, it could definitely work. You get that kind of thing. So yeah, I know this one is personal, but I will still ask, what do you love to do but can't because of your condition? When I saw this question, I was like, this is a very interesting question. And the reason why it's very interesting is because the kind of person I am, like, my mind doesn't think like that. Do you get, like, my mind doesn't think like, oh, I'd have loved to do this, but because of my condition. So when I was really thinking about it, I couldn't really think of something that I can say, oh, if not for my condition, I'd have really, really loved to be doing this. Maybe like, again, great God's grace of God, in the way that the things I like, the things I want to do are quite aligned with things that don't make me want to exert so much physical tension on myself. But I will say that I've had experiences where I tried to do something and my body stopped me. So back in uni, I think I was in year 2, I actually joined the football team. I played just one match and that was all it took. At that point, I didn't even know my genotype, but I never played football again because your girl almost, yeah. It was terrible. I think another thing is maybe travel, but I say maybe because I really don't know, because again, I'm a homebody. You get, like, I love being at home. So I'm just like, even if I have the ability to really travel like 5 times a week, will I really take it? I don't think so. I think I'll just still prefer to be in my house and just sleep. But I would definitely love to travel and not have the fear of, it's too cold, the oxygen is not so much. You get, like, those kind of things. I think ideally, just in summary, I would just love to be able to do some activities without really thinking about some consequence. Do you get? I think that's just about it. Like, right now in Canada, I would love to be able to take a walk and not think like, oh, my leg is going to hurt me, I had to start taking painkillers because of that, or take a walk without my face mask, without the fear of catching something that might make me fall sick. Just I guess my answer to that is just, I would love to just have a better quality of life, which unfortunately right now I'm not able to have that kind of quality of life because of sickle cell. Like, my life is quite conservative. So I don't know, I hope that answers your question. It's kind of hard for me to think, oh, what's that thing that because of sickle cell, because I naturally don't think like that. I just think, like, I don't think about, oh, this is my life, this is my proper life. Oh, I wish I could. Like, my mind does not go there at all. Yes, I want to be healed. I pray about it every other day. Like, I want this healing to come, but then I'm still like, so this needs to be done, I get it done. This needs to be done, I get it done. Unfortunately for me, a lot of the things that I need to get done don't really require like physical these things here and there. So I don't know if that makes sense, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this answers your questions. If you have more questions, just let me know. I will see to it to film another Q&A. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and download my app Budget on Google Play Store and iOS. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.